Waitress fired for serving bikers. What happened the next day shocked everyone. Leather jackets, heavy boots, engine grease still clinging to the air. The bikers had arrived. Most people looked away. Some clutched their coffee cups a little tighter. The owner's face hardened before a single word was spoken. This place had rules, unwritten ones. And one of them was clear. People like that don't belong here. But Sarah didn't see bikers. She saw tired men. She saw road-worn faces and aching shoulders. She saw the kind of exhaustion that doesn't come from one long day, but from a life spent being judged before being known. So she grabbed a menu, took a breath, and walked toward their table. "Morning," she said gently. "What can I get you?" The diner felt frozen in time. The bikers looked up, surprised, then quietly grateful. One of them smiled and said, "Coffee would be great." Sarah brought refills. She brought extra napkins. When she noticed one man struggling to lift his arm, she placed his plate closer without saying a word. That was her mistake. The owner stormed out from behind the counter, red-faced and furious. "I told you not to serve them," he hissed. "You're done. Get your apron off." Silence filled the room. Sarah didn't argue. She didn't cry. She untied her apron, placed it neatly on the counter, and walked out, head held high, heart quietly breaking. The bikers watched her leave. None of them said a word. The next morning, the diner opened like any other day. Until the rumble started. One motorcycle, then another, then another. By the time it stopped, dozens of bikes lined the street, shining, orderly, respectful. People stared through the windows. The same bikers from the day before stepped inside. But this time, they weren't alone. With them walked local news reporters, community leaders, and the diner owner's jaw dropped when he recognized the man at the center, a decorated war veteran, a charity organizer, and the president of a nationwide Riders Foundation. He stepped forward and spoke calmly. "Yesterday," he said, "a waitress was fired for treating us like human beings." The room went quiet. "She didn't know who we were," he continued. "She didn't know we raise money for children's hospitals, that we escort fallen soldiers home, that we rebuild homes after disasters." He paused. "She just chose kindness." The owner couldn't speak. Outside, the bikers unloaded boxes, donations, supplies, checks made out to local charities. Cameras flashed. Stories spread. And then they did the unthinkable. They bought the diner. Not to close it, but to reopen it. That afternoon, Sarah got a phone call. The next day, she stood behind the counter again. Not as an employee, but as the manager. A sign now hung on the door. "Everyone is welcome here." The diner was busier than ever. Laughter returned. Judgments faded, and Sarah. She learned that sometimes, doing the right thing costs you everything. Until it gives you more than you ever imagined. Because kindness still matters. And sometimes, The people everyone fears are the very ones who show the world how to stand up for it.